to have a big venue that the whole of the audience can get involved with, come and support. It's brilliant. You know, it's what it's all about.
Before we get into everything, did you see that life-size or maybe just a little bit above life-size KSI thing? I thought that was him.
Yeah, no, when I first walked in, I was like, hang about, what's he doing? Like, fully dressed like he's going to perform like music or something. But yeah, like, Madam Two Swords have supplied a figurine of KSI for whatever reason, but yeah, it looks cool.
It looks cool, and this event looks cool very much indeed as well. Joe, can you tell me like the journey you think from your own eyes, your own perspective, from when you first laced up the gloves to get involved in this to where we are right now? What's that journey been like?
I mean, for the actual space, like the industry itself, YouTube boxing, it's been just that. It's been getting more and more. We're now, you know, we started off at the Copper Box Arena, you know, with a press conference that was at like a normal YouTube event. It wasn't like the main thing. And now we've got dedicated events, dedicated arenas. Like, it's just getting bigger and bigger. And I think, honestly, it will end up at Wembley Stadium. And it will.
What fight will that be?
That'll be the Jake-Paul KSI fight. And I think it'll be sick. Like, it will sell out. It will sell out 100%. It'll be nuts. And yeah, bring on then.
That's the trajectory for later on, but let's look at this weekend. First of all, KSI. He was supposed to take on Alex Wasabi, but Wasabi pulled out. Can I get your reaction to when you first heard that Wasabi pulled out?
Bloody jarring, mate. It's like why? Like another one. Like, why can't there be just an event that goes ahead as planned? But it's what this year's been all about, apparently. But yeah, look, I don't think Wasabi would have gotten scared. I mean, that's far more like embarrassing and whatever. I just don't think he's totally going to have gone through all the camp that he did. We've seen all the footage. Like, you don't put yourself through that just to then go, I'm this massive pussy. I reckon there probably was an issue, but it's just unfortunate. And now we've got these new guys in that, fair enough, like one is a professional boxer, class. But I'm annoyed that it's 2-3 round fights, because that's easier than 1 6-round fight. Like on like the cardio, sort of all of that level. You basically get a half time, which is a bit annoying, but look, he's got to start somewhere, and I'm looking forward to it regardless.
I feel like maybe he's looking for that bit of respect as well, to do the thing first where he fights a legitimate boxer first. Will you give him that credit if he gets the win?
Yeah, but in 3 rounds, like, it's like you have to win 2 out of 3 rounds. You only have to win technically 6 minutes of boxing, and the guys had a week's notice. It's like there's legit. It's like finding that loophole in that I can say I've faced a professional boxer without it being a proper professional boxing bout with a guy that's trained fully. So it'll get on paper, yeah, it's respectable, and look, he's got to start somewhere. He's taken a layoff. As much as he wants to say he's the complete package and stuff, like, he's got to start somewhere, but it's not quite as credible as it could be.
You fought KSI before. What about in terms of you seeing an improvement in him as a fighter? We've seen clips of him doing agility, blindfold, and all that sort of stuff. Do you rate that? Do you rate him as a fighter?
Yeah, no, it's cool. We're not going to be able to rate him as a fighter until we see him in the ring, like, simple as. Anyone can look a certain thing on the pads. We can all do like a silly dance and like, whoa. Like, we've seen a lot of fighters do that, look amazing on the pads, and then it comes to it and it's not quite the same. So that's what we want to see. We've seen KSI be a very dogged, rough fighter, but to see him actually put those skills that he's allegedly learned to actual practice is what we're all looking for this weekend.
I mentioned to you off camera that I saw you casting your eye over all of the fighters on the undercard during the open workout. Deji is someone that I feel is someone you looked at. It was caught on camera, obviously, as you mentioned to me before. But what do you make of Deji? He's 0-3 now, I believe it is. 0-4, can't afford another loss. Fousey, a formidable opponent as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's no longer a must-win. It's a get out there and just relax. There's no pressure. Just fucking do what you can, like Deji-wise. That said, Fousey, he obviously lost his fight against Slim and didn't look the best. He's going to have, probably in his own head, a lot of pressure that he needs to beat the guy that everyone's beating and show that he's more capable. So I expect that to be a bit of a nervy fight. I don't expect it to actually be a knockout. I expect it to go the distance, and probably Fousey will win, just because I don't feel Deji punches enough.
Would you want the winner?
Would I want the winner? Depends. Right now, if it was like, oh, you're going to fight on some like average card or whatever, that doesn't excite me. But it needs to be somewhere that's like big occasion, big moment, big location, like all of that. And then yeah, we'll see.
Let me get your thoughts on a couple of things. You mentioned that the trajectory will be to Wembley Stadium, KSI and Jake-Paul. Yeah. Who right now would you pick to win that fight?
If that fight was tomorrow, Jake-Paul knocks him out. In a year's time, we'll see. Improvements can happen, a lot can happen. People can look like either of them may lose between now and then. But right now, Jake Paul wins that fight.
There has been criticism from some of the boxing players about the YouTube or the influencer boxing side of things. What have you made of it? Do you think it's fair?
Same shit every freaking event, mate. There's this said, that said. People are always going to talk, mate. Is what it is. It's here to stay. You've got like what Misfits Boxing creating a whole entire promotional company about it. There's multiple actually over in the States as well. It's here to stay. It's only going to grow. Get used to it.
I know you watch boxing as well. Did you cast your eye over Usyk Joshua 2 last weekend?
Yeah, of course, mate. I watched it very closely. It's disappointing our man didn't do the business. Obviously, you felt like he needed to just fully commit to those combinations, fully go for it. But it's almost like there's that reservation of like gas tank. I don't want to run out of steam. So he never fully quite goes for it. And I think ultimately that is down to what Usyk's doing as well, like applying, the pressure in which he does and making his opponent work in the way he does. So yeah, full credit to Usyk.
In the fallout of it, Joshua grabbed the mic and he gave a speech, which have been mixed reactions of that. What did you think when you heard the speech?
Yeah, no, it's difficult. I actually only heard it on repeat. I'd left by then, but it's difficult because obviously, yeah, you are emotional after. Well, you can imagine. Obviously, we can't totally imagine because we're not in his shoes, but you can imagine. The emotions must just be crazy when he's been gearing up for pure war all this time, had so much shit cast his way. But the difficulty is you can't just say, oh, I did it, I was disrespectful out of emotion. Like, that could be translated. And imagine if you see people or lads now being like, oh, I did this bad, disrespectful thing because I was emotional. Like, you can't just say, oh, it's raw emotion and that was it. Like, there has to be a level. And unfortunately, like, for AJ, he let it out. And he knows it wasn't his finest hour, but he'll come back and show what he's really about, I believe.
Did you pick Fury to beat Usyk?
Yeah.
Final thing for me, I just want to say it to you as well. I remember watching a video a while back where you kind of put your heart and emotion on the line when you were going through some tough times. I just wanted to say that was a video that was sent to me by one of my friends, which really kind of hit with me emotionally. I thought that was really brave of you and open and honest of you to put that out there. So I just want to say that was a real credit to you to put that out and say that sometimes it doesn't go right, doesn't go okay, and you put that out there. So I really appreciate that. Do you have like a message to people who may be who are watching this event and have been through tough times, who know that tough times can get better if you just give it?
Yeah, of course. No, firstly, I appreciate that. Like, obviously, some people can view it as if you come out and you're honest about your emotions. It's funny, like on the AJ situation, like obviously he came out and showed raw emotion. But look, we've seen it. People can say when you show your emotions and put them on the line, it's a weakness that you're meant to keep them all in. But I think if you're big enough to admit and be honest with yourself and show the real you, that's only going to free you, only going to make you feel stronger and more confident to be the true you in everything you're doing. And being authentic is key to accomplishing and growing. So yeah, that's why I do it.
Joe, an absolute pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much for speaking to Boxing Social.